Prime Month. This is my cheat sheet for Friday, September 2nd. Say you're going to watch some movies this weekend, and you just canceled the DVD service from Netflix because they were going to charge you 60% more to do the stream in the DVD. So you had the movie in the queue, it's going to be ready to go, you're going to fire it up, and it's not there. Big loss for Netflix and for you if you are a Netflix streaming customer. It's almost ironic that yesterday was the first day that the new fees took place and the new policies and procedures with streaming and the DVD delivery for Netflix, because the announcement was made that Netflix is losing all Starz streaming content. So there's less of a reason today than there was yesterday to stick with the streaming-only option. And this hints at one of the other issues I've talked about with Netflix or any provider of content. They don't own the content. Netflix is only as good as the partnerships it has with the people who make the content. And I do not think that this is the end of the road, that this is the only loss that Netflix could suffer. Their cost for content is rising substantially. They have to pay billions of dollars a year to be able to offer you the content you watch. It's part of the reason why they're raising prices, by the way. But if this Starz deal could just be the tip of the iceberg, and Netflix, as far as the streaming product goes, could be in trouble. I can tell you that their business plan right now is centering around Asian growth in Europe. They're looking to do more business over there because they're worried about losses that they could take here, especially in the streaming side. So check that out, see if that's an issue for you, and if so, you might want to stay, if you're a Netflix customer, with the DVD service in Cannes, the streaming service. Jobs report out at 8:30 today. It is before 5 o'clock in the morning that I'm preparing your cheat sheet here, so I can't tell you what the exact number is, but we are expecting that the unemployment rate is going to stay or even rise maybe a tick based upon the numbers today, which hints at another issue, which is how to grow jobs. We've heard from politicians, we hear quite a bit from the business community. Somewhere in between you have the economists. There aren't many economists I respect, to be honest with you. It's part of the reason why I do all of my economic modeling and everything myself, and then read and listen to what others have to say and try to figure out if I think it makes sense. But they took 12 top economists were put together to make a recommendation to Washington about how to grow jobs. Here are the 7 they came up with. If you're going to do infrastructure projects, repair real needs. They're talking about roads, schools, and things that already are directly there. Not new projects, but things that need to be repaired today. There's a lot of that after Hurricane Irene. Loans to states. This one's controversial, but remember that a lot of the layoffs over the past couple of years have actually been with state governments and within municipalities. Their economists are saying that if states can prove that they can pay back the federal government, make money available to them to get them through to a better economy, and then have them pay them money back, it would help keep jobs in place. It might work, but I'm not sure I like the idea. Employee tax credits. This is simple. If you hire people, you get a tax credit. This is something that's been done and may or may not work. Cutting hours rather than jobs. This is kind of a new take. They're saying that rather than when layoffs occur, laying off everybody, what if you lay off a small portion of people and cut hours for everybody else rather than laying them off? Lower corporate taxes. This is something I can get my arms around and I think actually might get done. We have the highest effective corporate tax rate in the world. We also have a lot of loopholes. Some companies know how to manipulate the loopholes and pay no tax. Other companies don't manipulate any and pay the highest in the world. A level fair corporate tax would be, I think, the single best way to create and grow jobs and have a more fair business climate in this country. And I think a lot of companies would bring their money back to the United States of America. Work-study training, people are laid off, they can go back to universities and work in 2-year programs for direct job placement. There's an example of this going on in Minnesota. Cutting regulations. This is something that's on the table right now. The President has proposed some. U.S. Chamber of Commerce says they need to go much farther, so maybe we get some action there too. All right, speaking of Washington and business, AT&T, we found out that their deal's not going to get done with T-Mobile, according to the Department of Justice. They spent 30% more trying to lobby the government to get that deal done. They spent $11.7 million lobbying on that deal since it was announced. And just in case you're wondering just how big that business actually is, and this, I think, is a win for all of us. I hate lobbying money. I'm all about business, you know that. I hate laws getting passed and things getting done because of palms getting greased. It's dirty, it's ugly. I think it's a lot of what we have that's wrong with politics. Lottery ticket sales hit new records by the end of June, up in 41 of 50 states. That is the sign of the time story. And divorce. Advice for you. Don't just pony up all of the money. Mel Gibson offered his ex-wife $15 million to walk away. She said no. He fought it. She only got $750,000. So rather than just going, you know what, I'm out, and letting her take half the money, maybe there's something there that's worth fighting for. Not that I'm advocating you getting divorced. That's the cheat sheet for today. See you on Monday.